Hey, and we go. So, this is the channel introduction of my first video to what I'm going to presumably continue on to the future and to explain aspects of life and philosophy and fun and jokes and all that, and music and woo, yeah, wonderful. I don't really have a script. I don't know if I'm going to use a script. It's not exactly my style as so far how I've lived my life. I'd rather be someone who's more competent and able on the fly to be able to formulate my words without having to rely on external sources for my memory and all that. But I guess the first thing that I want to make a point to, and what the point to all of this, everything in my room, everything outside, all that I'm wearing, thinking, on my face, on my clothes, and every breath that I breathe is my goal for life. Why I want to level up isn't pussy, isn't money, isn't notoriety, reputation, nothing directly, not how I look, whatever thing that I could gratify, or whatever feeling that I could feel, or whatever aspect that I could present to other people that would make me, that would be an ulterior motive, probably to inflate my small-time ego. So, what I want to do is secure the system. I believe that there's enough evidence, there's enough inquiry, obvious infinities of logistical reasonings of just repeat, rinse, repeat everything on this earth, that there is the possibility of external, extraneous sources of destruction, and then obviously internal sources of destruction. So nuclear war would be the most obvious immediate danger that we all have to worry about. What I want to do is be able to build up on the small-time security forces, military operations, supply lines, and medical aid, and all that to what the first immediate situation, that small time that I could think of, is being able to take a large group of people and take them to a bunker and take them down and be able to maintain law and order and structure and laws and hopefully freedom. God bless America and all that, but there's 1,000 different God bless this and that across the country, interconnected, that's each necessary for the aspects of the argumentation of the development of a higher being, of humanity, of a higher state, a responsible yet still somewhat fun and livable, lovely, all that. But on the bigger scale, potentialities, things like, I don't know, like 40k Tyranid swarms or Dead Space mind investing scans, or aliens that come around in like boxes of 4 and sit there and observe for a while. Like, I don't know, when I was like 16 or 15, I was sitting in my window, I saw like 3 little dots just floating there. I was just looking out my window, I just happened to look out my window, and there they were, and then they were gone. I also have like this, I think generally like Halloween places back in the day used to prop up around frequent sites of observation of where like a ship would sit there, and then like people would get spooky feelings because there's like this big antenna scanning all the human frequencies and drawing it by and making people feel weird or whatever. But planetary, extraplanetary resources, so asteroid mining, gas planets, go buy, scoop, more like pump and take these things, take these resources, go out, drag asteroids back to a closer position, and then have supply lines mining from that, or building stations around, having multiples of those so we can expand the general population around. And as the population rises or falls, there's extra options if the earth blows up or something like that. There isn't just that one place, that one situation, and we're all done, we're all dead. So, what else? Self-improvement, hopefully some humor, definitely some humor. I don't know. I'm gonna have to figure out how to open myself up across time. It's all gonna develop, but for the most part, one video, any video, whether I edit this or not, add a flashy intro or add anything whatsoever, I just need to upload it. Like things like that. I shouldn't be saying little charisma on command, stuff, aspects that I can learn, stories that I can learn in my life. Maybe I should stay where I am at in my life if I saw what am I improving. Well, hold on, gotta fight. Okay, so I am trying to improve my general knowledge, skill base, and competence in the world. Right now, I'm let's see, pretty recently, probably about 4 or 5 years of meditation, psychedelics, that whole jazz biz, experiencing all of that, or at the very least the interconnectedness of the synapses in my brain communicating with each other. So it gives, which is a reflection of the universe in many different aspects, and the human mind is the most potent simulator of any experience that is known to man. Like, I could literally experience, well, everyone knows through dreams to some degree, those who are more specifically in tune with when they're dreaming, that the mind is the most potent simulator of things and stuff. Yoga, yeah, doing yoga poses, moving my body, connecting with my feelings, connecting with my soul, keeping myself healthy, moving on from one place to another. Read the Bible, God, country, Christ, Stoicism, Buddhism, philosophy, Jordan Peterson, Kierkegaard. I could say more than that, but in general, not particularly. What else? Lift, kettlebell. I have a kettlebell, 35 pounds. I do like shoulder workouts and squats, only 20 squats, shoulder workouts. Gym, go to the gym. Don't really, not getting those numbers. No, total virgin, plan on staying that way. So that partially, I think that I just the only person on the planet that's ever going to get to any level, if I'm not already on that level, that is not in it for instant gratification and relationships and stuff like that, of trying to get my goodies as best as I can when I haven't found any particular reason to sell myself out, or also forego my obvious benefit that I'm going to go to any workplace that I can, and I'm not going to go try to hit on some honey and for some instant gratification I want to be someone who's trustworthy. I am someone who's trustworthy, but that is obvious, immediate evidence that whatever that is, I could just look someone in the face and like, yeah, no, it wasn't me. Keto, vegetarian, keto, health, don't eat meat. I'll eat meat for medical reasons right now. Like, I don't necessarily have all the things all together for finances that if I get a major injury while out running or whatever, can't necessarily always expect myself to be able to manage to get collagen for healing or whatever. But meat is an easy, accessible source of nutrition. Biking, go out on a bike. E-bike, pretty cool. Don't spend the money on a car, hopefully. That's gonna end soon. I gotta get a job and all that. No job, parents, sitting here, world's greatest musician. Probably, there could be other people hiding. Run, walk, got a dog. It really helps. Just take him out, motivation. He's got cancer right now. Kind of sucks, but like, I'm doing everything I can. And honestly, if he just gets rid of the big tumor on his chest, he's probably gonna be fine. Other than that, I think he's happy, healthy, and going to likely be okay if I can make the money to do that. That's another thing. Click subscribe, all that. Help my dog out. Send a donation. I better set up some Patreon or something like that. Give me a coffee. Journal. Working on it, getting a little more. I guess I'll just read whatever the hell is right. trying to figure out this stoicism thing, but it's pretty fucking complicated. It's like, how am I gonna be an Epictetus? Things of beings appear as they appear. Some things appear as they are not, or it seems something other. That's a note, not my actual thoughts. I guess I'll post shirtless pics, maybe not. But I don't know if that makes sense for my general mode. Definitely Instagram though. Too old. Okay. I'll just read it off. Maybe I'll give a commentary. I guess just let people think whatever they think. If these things are true, and if we are not silly and are not acting hypocritically when we say the good of man is the will, and the evil too, and that everything else does not concern us, why are we still afraid? And here's my meager attempt at trying to come up with some sort of useful thought out of this, or contemplation. Well, there you go. That's the writing. Also a little drawing. I was high as fuck. No drugs now. No more drugs, but that's so useful for... Drugs are great for if you want to scramble your brain and be completely disorganized, open to the universe, and then discover yourself. But it's not a good long-term mode of being. We fear loss and do not know how to properly let go. If I am the hypocrite, then I act as thus in same manner that I judge myself to be offended of and find reached in another. So I am acting against my wishing want for a mode of being, action, attainment, or appearance. If I want a thing and do not get or retain it, then I will feel loss with some pain. If there is an aversion of a perceived bad, if the bad is incurred our opinion and see it as good or bad, sensible or unsensible, or unfathomable, incomprehensible, ego gets built around a pursued or obtained thing. Synapses form a pattern of behavior in either physical or psychological or pathological form with the existing... I gotta fart again. I ate 8 muffin, like 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I ate 12 muffins. Super healthy spirulina. Non-gluten, too much sugar, all that. I was supposed to make cookies, but it put too much milk in it. Pathological, the want to avoid absence of the input that satisfies the stimulation of perceived ego or desired being, achieved, attained, cleared, etc. So I guess the idea that I was going along with this, towards the end, the interesting one that I would like to talk about is ego. A lot of people talk about ego. I have an ego, you have an ego, and ego forms and shapes and attaches, and it's a form of protection and orientation in the world so that we have order and structure and don't just go insane or whatever, or exponentially, psychotically, manic, exploding with 1,000 different ideas that are not relevant and coherent. Ego, what it is a thing that, so if you have a screwdriver and or let's say you're a screwdriver and you're a mechanic, you have that screwdriver, you use it as a tool to manipulate things in a garage, around a car, and there's a various set of actions and modalities and tools that you use. And these tools and modalities make for a mode of action that grows in your brain, a little growth in your brain, a synapses, memory, a mode of action. And the ego, what the ego is it gets gratified by the ego of the garage, of the mechanic, gets gratified by the actions of a mechanic, the completion of a car, the inception of a customer, and then the negotiation, discussion, and divulgence of what the problem is, and then the speaking of funds and all that, and then getting the problem, sitting there, looking, assessing the car, and doing a check, and then eventually coming to the repair of that vehicle. I don't know anything about vehicles, but general gist is that you build an ego around it, or a thing in your brain that wants to operate on things, that likes the way that it's being grown. And egos just kind of sprout up in the brain, and we have different egos. I like the guitar, so if someone stole my guitar and I had no access to guitars, well, my ego, the part of me that wants to be gratified, grown, that little inception of an idea, mode of action, will get upset as it atrophies and I don't practice the art and it starts breaking away. Like, that's kind of like the destruction of that ego. So it's a malleable form, it's a shapeable thing, but yeah, I think that's pretty much it. There's a channel intro that's way too long. 16 minutes, wow. One video, I have no idea what I'll say. I'll probably upload this, maybe edit it later, but I gotta upload something every single day. And just keep with that and see what happens. Good day. God bless. Namaste.